Well, hello everybody. We've come on live.
Hey friends, how are you tonight? We're happy to see you guys.
We certainly are. It's going to be a good night. And we're going to have Brittany on with us here in just a moment.
Hey Larry and Crystal. Okay,
There
Brittany.
she is. Hit that and then approve.
Let's see if we can get Brittany. Hey you guys, thanks for hitting those like buttons.
Yeah.
Hey!
Wow.
It worked.
Yes, we got it first time. Easy.
First time.
We're always so amazed when that happens.
I know. Technology's our friend. It's so good.
Thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day.
Yes, of course. I hope you guys have had a lovely day.
We have had a good
We
day. I'm a little patriotic
Yes,
today too.
I love it.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for some people to come on, we just kind of thought that maybe we would just share a few little successes. Oh, we lost you.
We lost you, Brittany.
We lost you, Brittany. Come back.
Come back.
Hi, Linda. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Renee. Hi, Francis.
So there's
All right, let's see. Okay.
And we're going to try again.
Try again. See what happens. Okay, there you are.
Sorry. I don't know what happened.
That's okay. So anyway, so Daryl thought that he would just share a little bit about, how this all started, because we have some people that we think may not really even know.
Yeah, if you're new, this is my story. So in 2014, I had a massive cerebellar stroke. It was on a Monday night, and they didn't find it until Thursday. So I was misdiagnosed a couple of times. Life flighted from one hospital to another. And while we were in the hospital there, the first little bit, Annie had a conversation with the doctor about how long do you think Daryl will be here? And he said, basically 6 weeks if he goes home, meaning that I may not leave the hospital alive. Through the power of prayer and some really good friends and just the Lord on our side, I was able to be in ICU for 6 days. And then from there, I went to a rehab facility for a week. And then from there, I went home. And going home, I had a doctor that I had to go to, went to her, and came home from that doctor visit with a lot of meds. And that was 2014. And then that, I was probably not as light as I am now when I went in 2014. But I just struggle with my weight, and I struggle with those medications for, 11 years. And there were moments or times within that 11 years where I was 235, and I was really heavy. And I kept going. It really wasn't a diet, but I kept striving to lose weight, and I would get excited if I got below 220. And always 210 was my goal. If I could get to 210, I really felt comfortable there. And when I started this protocol in October of last year, I was at 222, 221, somewhere around there. Within a 3-month period. So in October also, what I found out is that my A1C was at 8.3. That the doctor wanted another prescription added to the 2 diabetic prescriptions I was already on. And that really is, it's what broke the camel's back. That was it. I no more. And Annie had been listening to Brittany, talking to her life coach. I don't know, Brittany, is Jody your life coach too?
You bet. We just back and forth.
That's right.
So I came home and said, Annie, this is not going to work. I've got to do something. Let's do what Brittany and Jody have been talking about. let's try it out. And that's exactly what we did. We just tried it out just to ourselves. We didn't tell anybody what we were doing. And I was on it for 4 months before we brought it public. But in the first 3 months, I went from 221 to 200. And I couldn't believe how light I was. My A1C went from 8.3 to 6. So the next 3 months, and I hit a goal today, by the way, I went from 200 to 190, and 190 was today. So it was my goal to get there, and I got there. I can't believe it. And my A1C, my last check was at a 5.6. So I've gotten rid of, and I never took the shot, so that would have been one of 3, and I got rid of metformin. So I still have one diabetic prescription I'm on. We've changed doctors, and we hope to be able to move off of that in my next check. So things are going really, really well. I'm excited about that. And I don't know, Brittany, have you seen any questions yet?
I have. I've been writing some of them down.
Awesome.
And yeah, and we'll go over those. Before we launch into those, I see a question from Marty and Sheila, and then there was one that I missed the name on, but asking if you need to do intermittent fasting with this. So we're going to get to all of those questions. We also welcome those of you that are first timers here. I saw a couple people, Shannon, saying, hey, first time. So thanks for being here and being willing to listen in. David, I see your question. And so we're going to cover all of that. I'm going to just tell you a few things that I think would be kind of helpful for everybody to just understand how this works in the first place. And it will maybe help answer some of the questions. And then we'll go back in and answer any of the questions that we can. So for starters, the way that it's typically used, the system, is there are 2 drinks. And when you order the system, you get a 30-day supply of both of these 2 drinks, okay? And so the ideal scenario, this doesn't work for everyone. Some people have to start at kind of a more beginner level, and that's fine too. But the ideal scenario is that when you wake up in the morning, you've already been fasting because you haven't been eating while you were sleeping, hopefully. And so you wake up in the morning and you just continue that fast. So instead of having breakfast, breaking your fast with breakfast, you just sip on this mate. And I'm going to show you guys the mate in just a minute here, but you sip on the mate. It kind of makes you forget about food. It produces natural GLP-1, which turns down food noise. It helps your liver function better. It's a great pre-workout, helps with muscle function and muscle recovery. And it shrinks fat cells where you're sipping on this, okay? So we just heard what's happened for Daryl. That's because of what's happening when you're sipping on this. So you have one in the morning, you can have your second one in the afternoon if you like. You get 2 a day in the system. Then the other drink, the second drink is called Balance, and it's a fiber matrix, and you just shake it up, and I'm going to show you that in a minute too in this water. You shake it up in some water, and you just drink it down before you eat. And ideally, you're going to drink the fiber down before your heaviest meal of the day. So we thought it might be kind of fun for me to share, and it'll hopefully get a little bit more clear as we go. I know it's a little confusing and you guys are like, what's happening? I'm going to mix these up and let you actually see them, and I think that will help. But I want to be super clear about this, that if you decide you're going to try it, definitely you want to go through Daryl and Annie have a discount that they're offering, okay? They're not selling it to you. It's actually direct from the manufacturer. The same place that we buy it is where you're buying it from, straight from the manufacturer. But if you go online to buy it, you will pay $235 if you're in America, and they have a $75 off code. So you go to Miss Annie's Home and Kitchen. We're going to see if I can get this right. Miss Annie's Home and Kitchen.com/fiber.
Right.
Is that right?
It's a mouthful.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you do if you want to go and find where you can get it at a discount. But I'm going to just tell you a few things. So today is a holiday. Some of you may have been to barbecues or parties or gatherings of some sort over this last weekend. And if you didn't, then probably sometime this summer, you're going to be traveling, you're going to be at a get together where you are not in control of the food. Whatever's being served is what you got to eat, right? And so I want to, one of the things I love about this system is it's not like typical dieting like we think of in the past where you're on the wagon, you're off the wagon, I'm off my program or on my program. No, this is something you can take with you everywhere because it's literally like a little packet that you just stick in your bag and you can just bring it with you. You can travel with these, you can take these anywhere. And so my recommendations is, I know a lot of you have been on here saying, I love the program, I'm on it. Okay, so here's my tips for you. If you are on the program or if you're considering it, here's how you would use it on a holiday weekend. Number one, you would make a plan in your mind before you get somewhere. So you think to yourself, okay, like I'm just going to give you an example of what your plan might be. You might say, okay, there's going to be food out for 5 or 6 hours. I'm going to eat a meal and I'm only going to eat in about an hour eating window. And I'm going to be done by, you pick your time. Okay. You just make that decision in advance. Maybe you make the decision in advance that you're going to eat a dessert that you know is going to be there and you know you're excited about it and you can't wait to have it. And it's not, oh, I caved, I was so bad, I had so many treats. No, you decided before you went there that you were going to have that cookie you love or whatever the thing is. Okay. So now we're going to talk about how you can enjoy something like that without paying a big price. Okay. So the first thing is that you make a plan and you stick to it. And as you honor commitments to yourself by making a plan, you're going to find that your confidence on getting yourself to the health that you're wanting will go up. This does not have to feel like you're denying yourself of the things that you love or like you're restricting yourself. You can make a decision in advance and then stick with what you decide, and you will feel great when you're enjoying that cookie because you decided in advance. However, if you decide you're not going to eat after 8 p.m. or something like that, stick with that. Okay. So here's what the balance looks like. This is the fiber. This is tip number 2. Okay. You normally shake this up in about 8 ounces of water. And you can see it's very liquid right now. You just gulp it right down as soon as you finished your meal or right before you eat your meal. Okay. So you shake, 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 gulp, 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 eat your meal. Super easy. And sometimes I'll bring it when you order, you get one of these bottles. I'll bring my bottle and it's already got water in it pre-filled and it seals real tight and I can just throw this in my bag. Sometimes my bottle's not clean, so I'll just bring a little water bottle or a mason jar with some water and I'll just have it ready to go. So I've got it in my bag. Okay, we're gonna set this aside and let this thicken up. You can see it's already starting to get thick. You want it to get thick in your stomach. And I'm gonna show you why in just a minute, okay? So tip number 2 is gonna be that you use balance as a tool. So if you know that you're going to be having a cookie, some ice cream, a lot of carbs, whatever it is, and you know, this is a kind of an exception to the rule. You don't normally eat like this, but you know you're going to use balance as a tool. Have an extra balance before that thing. Sometimes we know that we're going to eat a meal and about 2 hours later, dessert's going to come out and we really want to have it. Okay. So then have your balance before your meal and have another one before your dessert. That's kind of the cool thing about having these tools. Now, I'm not saying that erases everything you eat and you should do this all the time and just drink balance and eat anything you want. I'm not saying that. It's not magic, but there is some science that backs up what I'm about to show you. So as this thickens up in your stomach, it creates kind of like this viscousy goo, okay? And it will line your intestines and it will line your stomach. And so when you eat something that's more carbohydrate heavy or sugary or something after you've had your balance, this is going to slow down how quickly this gets into your bloodstream. So normally this is pretty much just straight sugar to your body. This breaks down and you would get a glucose spike. Your blood sugars would immediately go up. If you're not diabetic, you might be thinking, do I need to care about this? Yes, because we've all experienced that spike and crash where we feel tired after we eat, we feel hungry again just a couple hours later, our mood is up and down, okay? So if you have balance first, and then you have your carbohydrates, it literally, look at this. It wraps it up and kind of forms this mesh around those carbohydrates, okay? Now this is very different than Metamucil or Benefiber or something you can buy over the counter. In fact, you can try doing this at home with those other supplements. You will not get the same result. What's happening here is it's almost encapsulating that carb, and it will slow down how quickly it gets into your body. This will keep you feeling full longer. This will feed your gut microbiome and help with gut health. It'll help with skin health and inflammation and lots of different problems, okay? This is an amazing tool that you have when you have this system. I like it so much that I always order an extra box. You don't have to do that, but I love having extra balance to use, okay? So that's tip number 2. Number 1, make a plan. Number 2, use balance as a tool. Number 3 is if you know that a lot of if you're diabetic or, you know, you've been really struggling with your health and you're one of those people who, if you open the door to having treats, it's just going to be too hard to stop. If you know yourself, that's okay. Maybe it's better for you not to have the treats and you just know better. Okay? No problem. For you, maybe you want to bring your own treat, whatever that is. Sometimes for me, I'll bring like an apple in my bag or some berries or a little dark chocolate square or something that I know will make me feel like I'm getting a little treat, but isn't going to cause a problem that I'm going to pay the price for later. Okay? So that's tip number 3. And tip number 4, and then we're going to answer your questions. It is fun to have a fancy beverage that you're sipping on, okay? And so I'm gonna recommend that you make the Unimate into kind of like elevate the beverage, make it a little bit more exciting. And then when you're at a party and you don't wanna be snacking and nibbling the whole time, you won't feel inclined to because you're gonna have this fancy beverage, okay? So you're gonna take your bottle and you're gonna take your mate and you're gonna pour it in here like this. We're gonna give it a couple shakes, and then I'm actually gonna take some fresh mint from my garden, and I'm just gonna rip this fresh mint up, okay? And I'm just gonna put it right inside the bottle, and then I'm gonna mix this up, okay? It's already starting to look good. You could just add ice to this and it would look delicious, but you could also pour it over some ice. Okay. And now you've got this delicious looking beverage that you're walking around with and sipping on and enjoying. It's making you forget about the food. You don't even really want the carbs because this definitely turns down the cravings for carbs and sugars. And you're just feeling very fancy with your beverage, okay? So these are my tips for holidays, for trips. I love sipping on this poolside when I'm on vacation. I don't miss ordering at the pool. It's fantastic. So, okay, those are my tips. Anything you guys want to add before we jump into these questions?
No, that was great. I think that was short and simple, and it kind of covered things. Yeah.
Okay. Great. So the first question that I saw was by Marty, and Marty said, can I just use Unimate? I have Crohn's disease. Yes, absolutely. You're going to want to send a direct message to Daryl or myself after this, and we can get you the proper link so that you can get the discount on that. When you buy the Unimate or the Balance, if you're just buying it by itself, if you buy it in something called a booster pack, the company gives you like an extra $30 off, some price break on it. And so it's cheaper to buy it 2 boxes at a time. You don't have to do that. That's just the cheapest way. Either way, if you get a link through Daryl and Annie, you'll get a discount, and it's totally fine if you just want to use one product. I will tell you that there are a lot of people with Crohn's who struggle with fiber in general, but this, because it's measured and because they can only have a teaspoon or a half of a packet or something, this is a way for them to get fiber in a safe, controlled way. And it actually helps rebuild your gut health. And we've seen a lot of improvements for people when they ease themselves into using this. So just something to think about. The next one is Sheila, and she's asking, what do you eat in a day? And I'll let you guys answer this too. I just will say that for me, my 2 meals that I typically have each day are pretty focused on fiber, like veggies, protein, healthy fats, and I limit my carbohydrate intake. Now, I'm not keto, I'm not perfect at it, but I limit my carbohydrate intake, okay? And so I try not to have a ton of that. Now, we have a free food guide. If you're a customer, if you've purchased and you're in our free Facebook group, you have access to a free food guide. And it tells you like what foods you can indulge in, what foods to eat moderately, and what foods to avoid. And you don't have to follow it, but it is a very good guide that will kind of help steer you. So if you want that food guide, let us know and we can make sure and get that to you. The next question, do you want to answer what you normally eat in a day, both of you, on the system?
Actually, I think we do a lot. I mean, the way that you said that is we eat a lot of like vegetables, salads. We add the protein to it. We try to add the healthy fats also. We try to drink a lot of water, and that's kind of what we do too. I will tell you that we are in the middle of a terrible lightning.
Right now, I don't know if you've seen this.
I actually heard it, and I just saw it.
It's really bad right now. So
Right outside the
if the
window.
power goes out, that's why Daryl and I are like, But anyway, keep going. But if the power goes out, our phone will still work. But anyway, there's a lot
But the
happening.
internet. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll just pick up on the phone signal.
I'm not kidding. Like, I heard something. I'm like, what was that? And then I just saw a flash of light.
Yeah, it's a lot.
My
So anyway,
goodness.
carry on.
Okay. Okay. The next thing was some people asking if you need to fast. And so I think the easiest way I could answer that is you will get better results if you fast. Okay. You will get better results, quicker results if you fast, but it does not have to be extreme. You could start by doing 3 meals a day with no snacks in between and just start there. A lot of people will try to finish eating at like, let's say 8 p.m. and then go 12 hours so you don't eat again till 8 a.m. And then if you just have 3 meals with no snacks, you'll see results. You'll just be able to add as you get more comfortable and you're able to push your breakfast back, or for some people, they like skipping the later meal. It doesn't matter. You can do it however you want. You'll get a little bit quicker results. So hopefully that answers. But sometimes we have like bodybuilders or people who absolutely do not want to lose weight. And in those cases, you might choose to still have 3 meals.
Yeah, love that.
Somebody asked, I think it was David asked about, well, what if I'm on one of the weight loss shots? Is this something that I could still do? Oh my gosh, you guys are flickering.
Yes, we are.
It's a lot, but it's good. Keep going.
This is crazy. Okay, so
Storm.
thank goodness. So David asked about the weight loss shot, and if you're on the shot, you can absolutely use.
So.
Oh, hopefully, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. These are a food-based product, and they're actually in the PDR. That's the physician's desk reference guide. So your doctor, even though they're not medication, your doctor can look them up and you can see that they're safe to take alongside your medication. And I actually recommend it. It will help you. If you're on medication, don't wait till you get off. Use this to work with your doctor to help you ease off. That's what I recommend.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, now let's look for questions.
Now, Annie has written down about 10, so
Perfect,
Yeah.
go
while
ahead.
you were talking,
Yes, so so Sandra asked, are the products natural?
Yes, okay. Okay, so both products are natural. They have only food, there's no chemicals, super high quality, third party testing, no white labeling, debt free company, super legit. So we have third party clinical studies done on these products and they are proven to work. And so the company actually offers a 90-day money back guarantee. So if for any reason you're unsatisfied, you can just get your money back. If you use them properly for 90 days, like Daryl, you're going to be able to prove that they work on your lab results.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool what we can do with food, with plants as medicine.
Right. Becky asked what's actually in the balance.
Oh my gosh, this is, you guys,
we're
your
here.
power went out.
It's okay. I'll go get a light because we have a battery light.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm going to answer this, but I feel weird just powering through your lack of power.
Well,
There we go.
yeah.
You guys have flashlights handy?
Annie's getting one.
Okay, good. Okay, so the
This is
balance.
bad storm.
Okay, here we go. It's okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna do
it's
it.
okay.
We got it. We can do hard
Look-
things.
Look at you guys. Okay. So the balance has over 7 different forms of plant fiber. It's kind of like a scary story around the campfire.
Okay, here we go.
Actually, it looks great right now. Okay, so yeah, so it has over 7 different forms of plant fiber, and the fiber that's in balance are fibers that are not foods you normally eat. So like, for example, if you have Metamucil, that's just psyllium husk. It's one form of fiber. But balance has over 7, and the different types of fiber, insoluble, soluble, they work synergistically and they make this viscousy mesh like you guys saw. And this is what makes the magic happen. This has actually been proven to help balance cholesterol. That's what happened for me. My cholesterol got totally balanced. And so if you're struggling with cholesterol issues, this could be a really good option for you. In fact, my husband has been able to get off his statin medication completely and has lost weight since getting off the statins. We also have found that the Cleveland Clinic, which is the top heart hospital in America, did a study, a double-blind placebo trial on this product to see if it really worked the way that it was claiming to work. And the Cleveland Clinic said such a product could reduce cardiovascular risk on a population basis and potentially decrease the need and or dose for lipid lowering prescription drugs, which are statin meds. So pretty awesome that we have that kind of backing on this.
Now, Brittany, I had a question that was either emailed to me or texted to me. I can't remember which. They wanted to know a little bit more about balance and what vitamins and minerals might be in that.
Yeah. So this is just kind of a bonus. Like I always kind of forget that it has a multivitamin in it. And honestly, sometimes I wish they would just take it out because it adds more ingredients and sometimes people get confused. There's a multivitamin that's in there. And so for me, I don't take my multivitamin anymore because I'm getting pretty much what I was getting in my multivitamin here. I do still take magnesium citrate, which I highly recommend. I was taking that before I started this system. Most of us are deficient in magnesium, and that really helps with keeping you regular. It's really good for sleep and muscle recovery. So I would still take magnesium if you're taking it. Vitamin D, I would still take, but all the rest of my vitamins I don't have to take anymore because they're in here.
Okay. We can't see any more questions. If you can.
Oh yeah, perfect. And if you have any other written down, okay, if you get the discount once, can you get it every time you order? Yes. So that's a great question, Linda. Once you order, you're locked in at that price. And so you will always, forevermore, when you log into your account, you will get that discounted price. And if you go to purchase other products that Unicity makes, you'll get a discount on those as well. Yeah, so exactly. And Sheila asks, the pack is $160 with the discount. Is that for 1 month or 3 months? That's for 1 month. So it breaks down to be about $5 a day with the discount. But if you think about it, you're skipping a meal and some snacks. And so you basically take the $5 that you would have spent on a meal and snacks, and you purchase these 3 products. Okay. So you drink 3 of these a day, but you don't have to order anything separate. The box that you order will come with everything you need for the month. It looks like this. Your first time order will come with 2 boxes of the mate and a box of the balance, and then this fancy diamond bottle that tells you exactly how to order or how to measure, how to measure. So, all right, let's see here. I see Colton in there. Colton, thank you. Hey, Colton works with us and he's in there helping answer questions. And so if you all see Colton, he's not just some random person trying to give answers. He actually knows what he's talking about.
Thank you, Colton.
Yeah, thank you. We asked him to help. So thank you, Colton.
Now, I don't know if you've seen, Janice has been in there answering questions too.
Thank you,
Janice,
Janet.
superstar. Thank you, Janice.
Yeah.
I saw that Sandra asked about gastric bypass, and I think Janie asked about if it was safe for AFib.
Yes, okay, great. So last time we did a live, and if you guys want to scroll back on Daryl and Annie's page, you'll find the live that we did last. We actually had a guest on. Was his name William?
Yes.
I think it was William. And William had AFib. And he spoke to that a little bit and said that his numbers have been looking better. He was a little concerned about it because the mate does have some naturally existing caffeine. It's more like the caffeine that you find in chocolate, but still he wanted to be careful and he's had great results. And so, of course, you know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not your doctor. I'm not anybody's doctor. So work with your doctor, but I would say that you can always try just kind of easing yourself into this. It helps a lot with heart things. And then what was the other one you said?
Gastric bypass.
Yeah, so if you're within the first year of your gastric bypass surgery, you may still be in a phase where your stomach is just so tiny that it could be hard for you if you drink this balance to even have room to eat anything, right? And so I would start slow and maybe cut the packets in half if you're starting. But if you're after the first year, and especially if you're starting to gain weight again and you're like, oh no, here we go, this is heading the wrong direction, you can use the system as prescribed. And we have lots of incredible stories of people who, you know, have been through it. It's a lot to go through with these surgeries. And for the first time, they feel like they actually have like things managed and things are going really well for them. Mm-hmm. So, yes. Okay. And Pat says, I started on April 29th and I've lost 9 pounds and lowered my blood pressure meds per doctor orders.
Wow.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
That's awesome.
Marty says, what if you're on Miralax every day? So Marty, you may not need it. I would kind of see how it goes for you. And I would actually recommend magnesium citrate, that supplement, instead of the Miralax, and see how that goes. It's just a little bit more of a natural way, and I really love it. Somebody's saying, oh, Deborah says, once you start this program, do you have to do it for the rest of your life? Do you guys want to answer that? And I'll go in and find some more.
And we cannot see comments anymore. I don't know, something happened when everything flashed. So you are—
That's okay.
Comments. So do you want to speak to it? Like,
my feeling is it's changed my life and it's changed my habits, and I like where I'm at. I like how it tastes. I like how I feel. So why would I change? You know, I found something that I enjoy and I feel good about it. Now, if I get down to like 160, yeah, I'll probably, but I don't think so. I think what this does is it kind of just regulates your weight and puts you out where you just should naturally be. So I think I'm pretty much there.
Right. And kind of the bigger thing for you, Daryl, is also just regulating that blood sugar.
Yes.
Like, this is what has, you know, like you know, something that we've shared with all of you guys as followers, you know, like, so for 11 years, Daryl struggled and struggled and struggled with that blood sugar level, and it just was never coming down with the medications. And so now it's just been regulated, and he wears his glucose
I
monitor
got a CGM
right
on.
here. We have a video of Daryl putting this on, and I will, I will show you guys that. But anyway, he's just able to watch it. So I don't see that us not using it because it's natural and because it just has really helped.
I don't think
Daryl.
we want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway.
And I love that, you know, I started drinking it, what, like 2 months ago, and I love the flavor of it in the morning. I just love how I feel. My brain fog has gone away. My thyroid has been getting smaller. It's still a little bit of a lump there, but not as big as it was. And so I postponed my surgery, and I'm going to be going back to my endocrinologist. So it just makes us feel better. And we've had so many people. We actually spoke to a couple of followers yesterday who we are now really good friends with.
Yes.
But they just were talking about, they had started the program and they were just so grateful that we shared the program. And we were apprehensive because we didn't want it to be like a weird thing, but then we just felt like we can't not share because it's been such a blessing. So anyway.
Yeah.
There was one question I had, Brittany. There's been a lot of concerns about the cost, how expensive it is. And I've seen some comments about HSAs, and there's another
FSA. Yeah.
These programs can help and or take the whole cost away. Is that correct, or do I misunderstand?
Yes, no, that's correct. So if you have HSA or FSA funds, the products are covered with those funds. And so you can either, if you've already purchased, you can just submit your receipt to your company and they will reimburse you, or at checkout you can do it. Now, the one little tricky thing is that I really recommend that you get on subscription. First of all, because it takes a little time. It doesn't happen in the first couple of days. You've got to give it time to work, and there's no real risk for you to give it time because the 90-day money back guarantee is there. You're going to save about $20 on each order if you get on subscription because they give you an additional $10 off and they cover shipping. And so it really is a better price point for you to do that. And the way that it works is with the HSA and the FSA is it will on the website, it's not a Unicity decision, it's a HSA decision. It won't let you do the subscription with your HSA card. So to get around it, don't click the HSA button, just do it like a normal subscription purchase, but use your HSA card in the credit card field. And it usually always works just fine. If you have a problem, you can always call your order in. Just make sure you tell them that you have a referral, Daryl McDaniels or Annie McDaniels, and they'll be able to look that up and make sure that you get the discount. But that's the one thing that I would say. The other thing is, if you get on subscription, it is very easy to cancel. I know sometimes when you get on a subscription for something, it's just like, oh, great. It just keeps shipping and I can't figure out how to cancel it. You literally just log in and it's a click of a button. So there's no real risk to do that, but that is definitely the better price. I'm seeing, okay, there's a few things I wanted to. Does Daryl use Ozempic? And then you can answer that while I find this other one.
I do not. I'm down to one prescription right now, one diabetic prescription, and it's Jardiance, and it's a pill, a once-a-day pill.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then Jeanette asked if this helps with menopausal weight gain and sleep. And I would say yes, big time. This is one of the biggest pieces of feedback that I get is from women in menopause who have been stuck and frustrated, and they just keep, their weight keeps going up and they haven't really even changed anything, and they don't know how they could cut more calories. And they're just like, oh, I can't, this eat less, move more that we all grew up with just doesn't seem possible. This works fantastically. So I'm really excited. And I saw somebody, I missed it now because these comments are coming in quickly, but I saw somebody talking about, hey, I've been on this for a while. I'm having such great results. Teresa Allen, She said, it's so easy to use and I feel like I have my life back. And that is honestly something that we hear over and over again from people. It's not a have to, it's a get to, says Nancy Griffith. She says, I get to take it. I love the program. Awesome. Does it help with neuropathy and swelling of the feet and ankles for diabetics? Yes, Paula, we have really cool stories with the neuropathy stuff. I would say that most people say that their neuropathy reduces like 80 to 90% over, a couple months. It's going to take a little time, right? But most people say my first month, it was like 30% reduced. And then my second month, it was like 50% reduced. And it just keeps getting better as you stay with it. I'm kind of like Daryl and Annie, like, this is so easy.
Right.
It's hard to imagine not doing it. Do you have to do it? I think sometimes what people are asking is something bad going to happen if I stop using it? No, nothing bad's going to happen if you stop using it. But you saw what happened to the bagel, and you're going to go back to just eating carbs on an empty stomach, and you're going to have the impact of that, right? So either you'll have to make yourself a diverse salad that you eat before every carb, or you just drink this down, and it's a pretty quick and easy tool.
I'm going to just speak to the swelling of the feet and the ankles, because that was one thing, like when we went back after Daryl's stroke for his 6-week checkup, he had been on all this medication and his ankles were swollen, his legs from the knees down were swollen, and he had been playing basketball every week up until that stroke. And anyway, I remember pushing on it and saying to the doctor, what is this? Because he'd never had that before. And she said, well, that's a side effect of the medication that he's on. And I was like, what? But then, like the choice is, do you want a stroke or this? So you kind of take these side effects. And that's one of the things that we have been amazed at, is like, we see Daryl's ankles again. He doesn't have any of that like diabetic looking leg at all. They look so great. Like his ankles are normal, and he was wearing compression socks too, and he doesn't wear any of that anymore. So I wanted to mention that for that.
Yeah,
question.
you saw that for sure. Okay, Marty says, if you need to lose at least 100 pounds, have you seen where people have had these kind of results? Yeah, so one of my best friends, we do each other's hair and have done each other's hair for a long time, and she has polycystic ovarian syndrome. She struggled with her weight pretty much as long as I've known her, but she got to the point, after having 3 kids, where even on medication, she was on Ozempic, she was on metformin, she was on thyroid meds, her cholesterol was creeping up, she was on a diet. I mean, literally doing everything she was supposed to do. And she switched to the system kind of as a Hail Mary, like, I don't know, yeah, let's just see, maybe. I mean, I tried everything else, right? And it didn't happen overnight. It's been about 2 years, and she's lost 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And is not been on any medications for over 2 years. Okay. So, and she was on metformin for 23 years. So is off all of that. A lot of people deal with diarrhea on metformin. She doesn't have to deal with that anymore. Okay. So like gut health, I watched her hair thicken back up. It was crazy to see the results. And so, yes, this absolutely helps with that. And we actually have a lot of people that are extremely heavy that have had phenomenal results by just implementing this protocol. And then we also have people who don't need to lose any weight, but they don't want to get to the point where they have these health problems and have fantastic results. And some people even gain weight if they're underweight. And so this isn't a weight loss system, but because it helps balance your hormones and your metabolism, it works fantastically to get you where you need to be. So we've had a couple more questions. I did put it in the comments a couple times. If you want to try the system, you get $75 off if you go to missannieshomeandkitchen.com/fiber. Okay. So you want to make sure you type that all in so that you can get that discount. And Daryl, do you remember what your little referral code is?
I don't know, but it's on that page
It's,
just above the buttons.
hang on, I'm just
So
gonna
scroll.
look really quick, just in case somebody is on youfeelgreat.com. Sometimes people just go straight to youfeelgreat.com and then it says, what's your referral code? And so if you get that notification and it's asking you for a referral code, usually you won't get asked that because it'll just, if you go to their page, it'll take you straight there and you won't need a referral code. But if for whatever reason it's asking you for a referral code, I'm going to tell you what it is. It is Daryl. How easy is that? Darryl. So there we have
Pretty
it.
great. Darryl. You just have to spell it right.
That's it.
That's
That's
the
it.
tricky part.
Yes. Okay. Lisa, does it help with gastroparesis? Okay. So, typically gastroparesis happens for a lot of people, especially lately, from being on one of these weight loss injections because it slows down the whole process to the point where it's almost sluggish and now you're not getting normal motility, right? So I have a lot of people who this has helped, and I would recommend easing into it. I would not use it full throttle right from the jump. I would use a half a packet, kind of see how your system reacts and work slowly because obviously that's a very serious thing and we want to be careful. A lot of questions about kidney disease also. This is not a magic cure. This is not like I want to be clear about that. But we do have some pretty incredible stories with people with varying stages of kidney disease who have had phenomenal results and reversals since implementing this protocol. In fact, if you haven't come to one of our science calls, you should absolutely come. They're free for anyone to listen in on. It's tomorrow night. Is it 8 p.m. your time?
Yes, it's 8 our time.
8 p.m. Central. And if you type in the word science in the comments section, you'll get an automatic response that gives you the link to join that free call tomorrow night. And we always have a medical professional on there. It's very, very good. And you'll be able to ask questions and be coached by medical professionals, and you'll hear exactly what this has done for a lot of different people with a variety of different issues. And so I highly recommend that you type science. We'll get you that link and you should come listen into the call tomorrow. Even if you're already on the system, I love listening into these calls.
Me too.
I learn something every time.
Me too.
Okay, let's see here. I don't know how much. So basically you're saying this is okay no matter what your ailments are. So Barbara, this is the cool thing is that this is listed in what's called the physician's desk reference. That's the PDR. You can actually look it up online and it has every medication under the sun. And in that book, it tells you what medications you can't take with other medications and what the side effects are and stuff. And because of all the studies that have been done on this, both of these products by name are listed there. So it's not me saying it, it's actually the research saying that these can be taken alongside any medication or, with most health issues. Now, of course, if you have kidney problems, you might have to limit your fluids. And so you're going to want to listen to your doctor on that. This isn't something where you're going to throw your doctor's counsel out the window. This is something where you're going to work with your doctor. And like Daryl and Annie have faced, if you don't have a doctor that's willing to work with you, then you might need to find another doctor that is willing to help you get off your medications. This is one of my missions, is to there are medications that are life-saving and I'm very grateful for those. But in general, I feel like we are very dependent on medication in times where we don't need to be, and then we suffer the consequences and the side effects of those medications, and nobody's really telling us that there's an easier, more natural way. And so that is what we are here to tell you, is that there is an easier, more natural way, but work with your doctor. Yes. Okay, Sandra, it's called Unicity Unimate and Unicity Balance. That's what they will look up in the PDR. chances are your doctor's never heard of it. That's what my husband's doctor said. He said, well, it sounds like a scam. I've never heard of it. And then they looked it up in the PDR and said, actually sounds pretty good. Let's see what happens. So that might be what your doctor does too. Something else, maybe Daryl and Annie, maybe you could share a little bit about your experience with your doctor.
The doctor that Daryl had been seeing for 11 years. Yeah.
Because I think we always think that our doctors are going to be so excited for us.
Yes. Well, we thought that they would be very excited. And she was not very excited. She was, and we actually took our little 2-packs in there. And she was like, Daryl, you are down another 10 pounds. And so anyway, we were so excited and we shared what we had found. And then, and anyway, and so then, you know, Daryl said, can we work on getting off some of this medication? And she said, well, you can stop metformin and that's it. And he was like, well, what about all these other things? And she said she had reasons why she didn't want him to, and they didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And so we love them and we're grateful for them. They are what, you know, we went to them 6 weeks just right after Daryl's stroke, and then went back for the 6-week checkup again. But grateful for them, wonderful practice. But we realized maybe we needed to go see someone who was a little bit more open-minded when it came to, so we now have seen a primary care doctor who is also functional medicine doctor. And she's like, I love this. And this is amazing. Whatever these numbers are incredible. And then she said, you can't just get off everything. And so we are having to give her like numbers, and then we're supposed to get back with her in the next week or so and, you know, just tick down some of those numbers. She said, I'm absolutely going to work with you on that. So we're grateful for that.
Yeah. And we've got a lot of people in the comments saying things like, I've never heard that neuropathy was reversible. I've never heard that diabetes was reversible, right? And probably for most people, if they get a diagnosis with either like, oh, you have high cholesterol and it's family related, or, diabetes, and either it runs in your family or it doesn't. What we're usually told is that we're going to manage this forever. Mm-hmm. This is what the plan is. We are going to give you things, medications that will hopefully make you go very slowly down this one-way path, right? And what I have seen time and time again is people making U-turns on that one-way street, and now they're going a different direction.
Right.
And I didn't know that was possible, but I've seen it too many times now to deny what I've seen. And so I think it's incredible what our bodies are capable of. And I think I've heard this said before by a couple doctors, and I really like it. They've said, sometimes your genetics load the gun, but lifestyle is what pulls the trigger.
That makes sense.
And I think that that's really very true. And there's a lot of confusion around, what does the lifestyle look like if I don't want to pull the trigger, right? Mm-hmm. And what I've seen is that this lifestyle seems to be working for a lot of people to not pull that trigger. And more often than not, it's not even the genetics that are causing the health problems, it's the habits that we're raised with and exposed to. And those are hard to break. And so having a little extra help makes a big difference.
Right. Absolutely. That's what we have discovered. 100%. Daryl really thought he was headed for another stroke. I mean, he just thought this is, and we were told, one stroke, another stroke is typical. So that is definitely where we thought we were headed. And we have a lot of hope now.
Absolutely.
So.
Okay. Well, I'm seeing Janice and Colton just helping so much in the chat. Many of you have shared your successes on this call tonight, which has been so fun. Many of you have shared like your hopes. I mean, there are people that are talking about what they are looking forward to, and I'm just excited for you all. We like hearing how things go, and we're here to support you through the process. And just so you know, if you do decide to order with Daryl and Annie, you're not just going to be left out there hoping that you're going to figure this out. We have a support group that you can join. We have daily posts that teach you what to do and what's happening inside your body. There's frequently asked question guides in there. There's food guides and fasting calendars and tons of support for you. And so you will not be alone in this journey. We want to take you with us. We're on it with you.
Yeah.
Anything you guys would add?
I would just say that, you know, because we are content creators and because we have a Facebook page, which we love all of these precious followers, I'm so impressed with the Facebook page that you guys have put together that really does have such great content. You can ask questions. Is it called Feel Better Together? Is that what it's called?
So this group is for customers only,
Right,
and so you
right.
you won't be admitted until you've actually
Right.
purchased. But once you've purchased, it's super easy. You'll get a direct link that Daryl will send you or Annie will send you in your text and in an email. I think you send it both ways. And when you click on it, it's Better Together FGS is what the group is. And when you get in there, it'll say who referred you, and you'll just say Daryl and Annie, and then it'll say, have you purchased this Feel Great system? And you'll say yes. And then you just get admitted into that group, and you'll have access to not only what's happening right now, which is fun stuff is happening right now. We're doing giveaways and all kinds of great stuff, but also you'll get access to all of our past challenges. You'll be able to search and see people's stories and questions and all kinds of stuff. So it's a really good spot.
It's a really good spot. It's a really good spot. I've been really impressed. I get in there, Daryl gets in there. So anyway, if you're in there as our sweet followers, we'll try to say hello to you and you can talk to us there too. So
Perfect.
okay.
Love it. Is there anything else? Oh, you guys can't see it. I mean, I know that things are coming in still. Can you take it with Mounjaro? I just saw that one. Yes, you can. You can take it alongside your medication. A lot of people have eased off those, which has worked really well. I have a U card through United Health. Could it be used to pay for the product? If that's an HSA or an FSA fund, then yes, you can use that. Thank you for all your questions. If you want, I'll look and answer a few more. What's your guys' timing like? Couple more minutes?
Just a couple more minutes.
Okay.
But it feels so funny because we've literally hit.
Yeah.
things.
So Lisa said my hubby lost 11.3 pounds already, and our doctor was so excited for him.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome? She was going to check it out. That's so good. We told the doctor that it was in the physician's desk reference. That's so great. Okay, let's see. Can it help with autoimmune? Yeah. So Kathy, a lot of autoimmune issues are really the problem stems from the gut, from gut health issues and inflammation and things like that. And this works fantastically to help heal and repair your gut microbiome and to strengthen the single cell wall that's in your intestines and in your gut. And so a lot of people with autoimmune have seen their symptoms really lessen, or for some people, they don't have symptoms anymore. So I think it could be really helpful. Let's see. I've noticed that when I don't drink my balance, I feel bloated. Yeah, Sandy, sometimes in the beginning, people feel bloated with the balance, and other people notice that they feel bloated without the balance. I think some of that is like your gut microbiome shifting, but I'm like you, so I just drink balance with both my meals. It's the better option for me. Okay, let's see. Do you have to have a letter of medical necessity to use HSA? No, you don't. So Melissa, HSA actually agreed. They've already looked at the products and they've already made an agreement to cover them. And so that's why at checkout, it's an option to click the use HSA funds. The only problem is you can only do a one-time purchase that way. So I recommend just doing the subscription and then just putting in your HSA number while you're checking out as if that was your credit card. I have heard of people, I actually know of some people who have purchased a 10 pack, which is like you're getting 10 full sets of the Unicity protocol, 10-month supply. And they did submit it and get the whole thing covered by their HSA and FSA funds. They did have a doctor. I don't even know if they needed it, but they just did it just in case and it went right through. So, okay. Esther, sorry, you're getting here late and we've already kind of gone over it, but definitely go back when we finish. You'll go back and watch and you'll be able to see all about it. And if you just want to go, she said, what's the product? What's going on? Go to Miss Annie's homeandkitchen.com/fiber and it will, you'll get a little breakdown there and you'll see Daryl's story.
And also posted there, Brittany, is our first video that we did together.
Oh, good.
Just above those buttons. If they'll scroll down, they'll see. Well, maybe it's just below those buttons.
It's below it. It's the YouTube that we did the very first one with.
Oh, good.
So there's a
Good.
lot
Okay.
of information in that one as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you missed some of this live and you're like, what's going on? Definitely go to that page. There's a video. You can increase the playback speed and watch it at your own speed of choice, and then you'll know all about it.
Right.
Thanks so much for being here, everyone. And Daryl and Amy, thanks for letting me join you tonight.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I think this was really helpful because we've had a lot of people with a lot of questions. And I'm really impressed. We've had 500-600 people, and I know there will be lots more who are going to watch the replay. But it's a holiday, and I'm just so glad that we had. Thank you so much for being joining us tonight.
And Colton and Judy and Janice.
Yeah.
Yes, Judy.
Yeah.
Did you see Judy on there?
Yeah, Judy's on there too.
Okay, we
Thank
could
you,
say
Mom.
thank you, Mom.
Yeah.
Anyway, we appreciate you so much, and for Colton and my mom and for Janice, thank you. We
Yes.
hope that this has been helpful to a lot of people because we know there's been just a ton of questions. So, all right. So, yes, I guess that's it. So I think that Daryl and I just need to remind everybody to be
Stronger every day.
know that you can do hard things, and remember everything is figure outable, and have hope. All right, Brittany, thank you so much. We
Thank
love
you.
you. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.